this is the Kerbal King here, and welcome back to episode 8 of the Kerbal King Plays KSP 1.3. So right here we have a communication satellite. I'm going to be launching 4 of these to make a network. We have a dish, which has enough range to meet the moon, 2 smaller antennas, a launch antenna, some batteries, solar panels, fuel, and a little engine, and then our standard rocket down here. And yeah, we have parachutes for reusability, but I am right on my part count of 30. So stage recovery says I have a 99.84% chance of recovering this. I would have gotten all of it, or it would have been 100% if I could put another parachute on there, but it doesn't look like that will happen because I am pretty short on parts. And so short that there's not even a launch clamp, so let's hope it doesn't fall down. Yeah, I'm gonna launch all 4 of these, and then, yeah, I'm gonna time-lapse it. Okay, so here we are. We are launching the first satellite. We're gonna pitch over to 85 degrees and probably keep it pretty aggressive because we're launching all the way up to 776.6 kilometers, which at that altitude, when we circularize the orbit, will be exactly 1.5 hours. This just makes it easy for getting them all the same, because otherwise the square formation that we're going for, which is basically we're making a square out of the 4 satellites, so they're offset 90 degrees from each other in their orbits. So that's what we are setting up our constellation as. So the orbital period must be the same, so that therefore they all stay in formation and we have good coverage. This one doesn't have to be exact. Oh yeah, at this point I can't figure out why I can't make a maneuver node, so I'm like quick loading, going back to the tracking station, trying to see what's up with it. Eventually I just restart the game and figure out that, yeah, that's my problem. So I actually didn't figure out what was going on, I just figured out, hey, restarting the game makes it work. So yeah, because this one's the first one, it doesn't really matter when we launch it, because we don't have to like get it into the correct amount off as we do for the with the other ones. So yeah, here we go, just putting it in a rough orbit, then dishing the second stage. And that right here, we're setting it to point at the sun to recharge the batteries. And then yeah, we're I figured out that if I just used the MacJeb maneuver planner, that I could set the maneuver. Okay, I don't know why I just cut there, but must have done something else. So yeah, we're just getting around to this maneuver node where we're going to get it to a little bit more accurate. And it's cool because a MacJeb will do all the maneuvers for me, so it should be pretty accurate. So yeah, just going around, gonna burn. By the way, this is all sped up by 4 times speed, so that's why it's going so fast. It just makes it more interesting than watching. It took me around 1 hour and 20 minutes to record this because the episode's about 15 minutes of sped up time. So yeah, it took me a good amount of time to record, and it was kind of boring. So right here, I'm just running the making another node, and it's telling me that, oh yeah, I can't do that because it's not perfect. So I just set the thrust limiter all the way down so that the throttle becomes a lot more precise. And I'm just going to point retrograde because oh yeah, and I don't have a connection, so that's why it's not pointing, because I'm just going to try that until my orbital period gets super low. It doesn't matter that the apoapsis and periapsis aren't perfectly 776.6 kilometers, as long as the orbital period is perfect. So there we go, I'm just I have connection, so I'm going to get it down right to 1 hour and 30 minutes, then just shut down the engine so that I don't accidentally hit it. And here we go, we're going to cut back to regular speed. We have the perfect orbital period. Now we're going to activate the antenna. So on the satellite we have the 2 low-range antennas are to communicate with the other satellites, something in low range, and this dish is to communicate with the further out thing so we can get to a little bit beyond the moon. And then yeah, now we're just going to start launching up the second satellite. Same rocket as before. And these lower stages are getting recovered, which is good. So yeah, just launching up. This one we're going to put in like around like 150 kilometer parking orbit, so a low parking orbit as we launch it. So that's why we are launching a lot more flattened out and not as steep. There we go, just flying up. Just going over to the next stage. Jettison the fairings. This is precise node, which I was using there, and then I just realized, yeah, I'm actually going to have connection so that I can execute the burn. Otherwise, you can use the flight computer, and it will, basically, if you set a maneuver node, you can tell it to execute it, but sometimes it's not that accurate. So if I have a connection, I like to just use the built-in, just do it myself, actually. So there we go. We've set the other one as a target, and then are looking, one of the markers is where the target's going to be, and one of them is going to be where we're going to be after the maneuver node when the target's there. So if I get it to around a 90-degree angle, that's good, because I can, because that puts them correctly apart. Now I'm just putting in a signal. This is that, and then I add, I'm telling it at the top of the list is it's executing the maneuver, and underneath that I have I added in a delay of 20 minutes so that then it will jettison the lower stage, because the solar panels are kind of blocked by it, so you have to separate it before your probe runs out of battery. So that's why I know it's a little bit wasteful separating it with so much fuel remaining, but I'd rather my batteries don't die. So yeah, now there we go. We're just going to, they're separated automatically, even though we didn't have a connection because it was already programmed in there. It's going pretty good. So just, here you can see by the lines that that the red dot is the Kerbal Space Center, where we need to, where everything has to get communicated to. And the lines on the map show that it's getting communicated to this satellite, and then that's bouncing the signal back to the past satellite, the first one that we launched, so it would have communication. But in order to get a good network, you can technically do it with 3 satellites, but they have to be higher up, so you wouldn't be able to do it as well with the small antennas that I have unlocked at this point. Plus, it paid me more money to launch 4 satellites, and each satellite's not that expensive, so that's why I went for that. So we'll get better coverage. There you go, now we're just having the flight computer, or MechJeb, execute the burns. Annoyingly, if you don't have a connection, then MechJeb won't work. Even if you said, like, execute this node and then it time warps and you lose signal, then it won't let you do it either, so that's kind of annoying. But anyway, here we're just setting up the fine-tuning it. So yeah, I'm just fine-tuning it, going to wait until I have connection. See, at this point, the Kerbal Space Center is off to the side, so it's, so none of the satellites get connection. So I'm just like, why isn't this working? And I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have connection. So yeah, just going there. It's a small burn, so the flight computer is going to do it pretty accurately because we have the thrust limiter turned all the way down. So yeah. These are pretty nice satellites because they're really small. And yeah. So, now that we've had this one almost in position and overshot it a little bit, so I'm going to slow it down to a perfect 1 hour and 30-minute orbit, shut down the engine, tell it to point at the sun, and then, yeah, we're going to deploy it, and I'm just going to see you when they're done. When the other 2 satellites are done, I'll play some music and be right back. so here we are. We have the third satellite all in there. We're going to point it towards the sun. And there we go. We've had notifications that we've recovered both of our boosters. And now we're going to deploy the third satellite. Looking over it, it's going to give it to us. And then, yeah, we're just getting back to now launching the fourth and final satellite, which is going to fill in the gap and, yeah, make it a good constellation to get us that good amount of money that we need to advance our technology even further. Okay, so here we are. We have all 4 satellites in orbit. We just have to test them, or test them by just having the network go for 2 days. It's going pretty good. So each satellite cost, oh, and there we go. So we made 372,000 funds with this whole thing, and because we recovered the rockets and everything, plus we paid like 150,000 to upgrade the tracking station, which we needed anyway. So yeah, we made a good amount of money on top of having a network now that we need. So yeah, there we go, 300,000 funds for finishing up the network. There we go. As far as contracts go, we have these 2 more satellite contracts, which now will be a lot easier with a satellite network. And yeah, this tourism contract. So I might do them off camera, so next week we can launch the Moon probe. Yeah. But first, with all this money, I think we should upgrade this assembly building, because 30 parts is kind of annoying to have to deal with. So yeah, there we go. I'll probably make a good amount of money with the contracts. So then next thing is going to get upgraded is probably the R&D center, so we can go over 100 science. Because the launch pad is already at level 2, so I don't think I'm going to be building anything huge until we get bigger parts from the science center. So, yeah. Any more good contracts that are available? Oh, we can probably, might not get us as much science, but we can probably do these. Make us some money. Oh, a satellite network for the moon. Wait. Oh, we have 7 active contracts. So, after we do one of these contracts, I am definitely going to pick this up because, yeah, we're probably going to want a satellite network for the moon. It gives us... I don't think it expires after we pick it up, so we're going to have a while to do it. But yeah, another thing that'll give us basically money for doing something we already need to do anyway. So, yeah, that'll all be in another episode. So, with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.